This is not clickbait. I am going to be selling my video games, modern Nintendo Switch and of old retro gaming, of course. I've got a lot of stuff here, and honestly, there's some of it here. If it was gone or was missing, or I did sell it or I lost it, it honestly probably wouldn't be that missed. There are some games which I admire, but I'm probably not going to play again in the next couple of years. So if I don't play them the next couple of years, am I even going to bother playing them in the future? And I have got some games across multiple consoles which I just probably aren't going to play at all, that aren't even that good, not necessarily my favourite games. I don't even know why I've got them here. So I'm having a good old fashioned, a bit of a pre-spring, more of a winter clear out. I'm going to clear out some of my games, get some more space, because I've got so many different games for different consoles, and there's only so much room I've got in the games room, and I want to allocate more room to certain things than I do to others. I mean, I've got some Wii games there which I'm barely playing. I've got a lot of Xbox 360 games, but there's some there which I'm never going to go back to. I'm really not. So I'm definitely going to pull some out, and I'm going to be selling some of these games. And that's the same for even my love consoles, like my GameCube, for example. There's some games in here which I'm really not going to be playing. Same for the Sega Mega Drive and the NES. You know, there's some big hitters which I've just got because, you know, I thought these were the games to have. But I've got Zelda and, you know, on the GameCube here, which I've never even opened, which I'm not a massive fan of the franchise. I like the latest on the Nintendo Switch, but I don't... Look, Mario Kart. Why have I got 2 copies of Double Dash for the GameCube? 2 gold. It's my favourite Mario Kart, fair enough, but... And I've got 3 boxed GameCubes, but I'm playing with a silver one, so do I really need the spiced orange one? Do I really need the purple mauve one? And I've got some real old, you know, I've got some 8-bit stuff here. I've got some micro stuff. For the tapes, I couldn't really get to work. I love my Atari stuff, but again, I've got 3 Ataris. I've got a 2600 Junior, 2600 box, 7800 box. I could just play all the games in a 7800. It's backwards compatible. And if I've got the Atari, why would I want Atari Anthology on the Xbox? There is some games here, honestly, across all consoles. Like, I've got Castlevania on the NES, Simon's Quest. I'm not a big Castlevania fan, so I may end up getting rid of that. And even, the, you know, Adventures of Link on the NES. Like I said, I'm not a big Zelda fan. Might get rid of that. And I love my Switch. It's my most adored console. It really is. I think it's going to be the most collectible and desirable, and the last collectible console I think there will be. Because physical is dying off, let's be honest. And there is some games in here which, quite frankly, are fodder, or games that I just necessarily do not like. I've even got games which are quite valuable, which have gone up. Super rare games which I have got rid in the past. And this will be no exception. I am making a cull. I am getting rid of some Nintendo Switch games as well. Across all consoles, guys. I mean, why is this even here? Why have I got Sweet 16, Mary Kate and Ashley? Why is that in there? It's got to go. There's some stuff that's got to go. Over in that pile there in the corner is some stuff for each different console. I've pulled some games out, and I'm going to be selling all of those games. They've got to go out of my collection. So I'm going to be selling a lot of games this coming week. On Sunday specifically, I've put all the games that I am going to sell from the collection down in the corner of the room. Obviously, I blurred out the image. I didn't want to give it away, but we have got, look at them now, I've got Xbox games for the original Xbox, Xbox 360, PS2 games, PS1 games, Switch, Nintendo Switch games, NES games. All of these are box complete. Nintendo GameCube games, a load of Sega Mega Drive games, a couple of actual controllers and like joysticks, that sort of stuff. Atari games boxed as well, 7800. So there's lots of different variety of stuff, and it's not just going to be myself selling, because I'm going to be on the Swap Shop coming this Sunday on the Retro Chef's channel. Check out the Retro Chef. Check out his channel. The link is in the description if you don't already know who he is. So I'm going to be featuring this coming Sunday, the 29th of January at 8 o'clock on his channel. We are going to be on the Swap Shop with myself, Marathon Gaming, and of course, my good friend Mitch at Retro Rummage, and my other good friends, Dan the Games Man, B-Rad, and without further ado, Retro. So if you want to know what I'm going to be selling from the games room, then make sure you head over to the Swap Shop this coming Sunday and see what myself and the other tubers have in for grabs. So if you want to see what I'm selling from the games room, check it out this coming Sunday on Lee Retro Chef's channel on the Swap Shop, live from God's Country at 8 o'clock. When I say God's Country, I mean Essex, not the Vatican. And anyway, before we go on, just another tip for anyone out there, if you are selling stuff, generally if you haven't picked up a console, we're talking consoles now because I may be selling some consoles this coming Sunday. If you get a console from a retro gaming shop or a proper store, it's very likely that they've been tested. Sometimes they'll leave a game in there, but probably not. They power them up and they generally won't forget because they're legit companies, especially retro gaming shops. CEX, maybe they'll leave a game in, who knows. But if you pick up any gaming consoles from eBay, Facebook Marketplace, boot sales, anywhere at all like that, little charity shops, things where they've been sitting in someone's loft or games consoles just been sitting in the kids' room for many years, people have forgotten about them. They often will just check if there's power to it, that barely at all. They might check it works, but they won't, open it up, check if there's a game in or anything like that. So my biggest tip, if you pick up a games console from any of those places, car boot sales, etc., charity shops, Facebook, eBay, always check when you get it home because you could find a rare game inside. And that is something that has happened to me before. So I've actually got here an Xbox 360 Star Wars edition. I've just plugged it in. It all works, so I'm just going to open it up now, see if there's a game in there. Sometimes, people have opened up PS1s with Silent Hills in there or Twisted Metals, and they found games in there that's, costs more to buy than they pay for the console. So it can be an absolute win. And sometimes you get just random crap in there. You might get like an old DVD or a Blu-ray in a PS2 or a modern Xbox. So let's check it out. So let's see what free, if we did get anything. Oh, there is a game in there. Not always is, but there is a game in there. That's good. Let's see what it is. Marathon Gaming meets Retro 5 for 6-man orgy. Uncut. I don't even know how that got in there. I might watch that.